Thanks for coming, everyone. And we're here to talk about my dad, Johnny Lee Nash, born in Lazara, Texas, December 30th, 1934, to Homer and Mary Nash. He was the youngest of three children. Roberta and Sam were his brother and sister, and everyone in the family had a nickname. Roberta was Aunt Doodles, or Doodles to them.
Yeah.
Sam was Buddy. And my dad was called Babe. When my dad was young, their family settled to San Diego. He was an energetic and mischievous boy, according to stories from his cousin Sid, who's known as Ricky. And they would always get together and talk about all the trouble they got into when they were little, shooting their cousin with a BB gun, just stuff boys do. He graduated from Sweetwater High School in 1953. As Pastor Nathan mentioned, he was a 3-year letterman football, the athlete, and he made all league in all 3 sports. He graduated from San Diego State University in 1964 with a degree in physical education. My dad was, enlisted or drafted into the Army in November 24th, 1954. He did a tour in Germany at the end of the Korean conflict. He earned a Good Conduct Medal. He also earned an award for accuracy in shooting a submachine gun, which got him an article in Rifle Magazine. He was honorably discharged February 23rd, 1956, rank with private second class. Dad married my mom, Marilyn Brown, in 1957. Taught physical education for a few years until he severely broke his left arm. He decided to take up drawing and became a fine draftsman. He designed many buildings in the Chula Vista and San Diego areas. I have many memories of my dad drawing plans for buildings. He was just a very good artist. He could just draw figures, cartoon characters, just like no other. Unfortunately, he didn't pass that down to me. I can't draw stick figures. For a time, he had his office in our garage on 893 Maria Way. And I remember watching him as he would draft and draw buildings and plans and everything in amazement. And I would go and play with the stuff after he was done. Okay. Then he got an office on K Street for several years. And one of his drawers, Tim, is here today. Thanks for coming. And I'm sure Tim can remember me coming into office asking my dad for money. And, after the proper amount of ridicule for why I needed the money, it was quite obvious I just wanted some beer money to go hang out with my buddy. My dad would always give it to me. My dad was a good family man and always involved in Julie and my activities as we grew up. He coached some of my Little League baseball teams. I have memories of him coming to my baseball practices with his buddy Bill Buford. They would park their car in the outfield right where I was practicing, and they would yell out jokes and make me laugh. It would really upset my coach because he would wonder why I thought it was so funny that I was dropping the fly ball. How did you have so much fun when you were dropping this ball?
It's funny.
As far as I can remember, he never missed any of my sporting events all the way through high school. He spoiled my sister and myself, but not too much. He just made sure that we had what we needed. My dad loved us and supported us. He always pushed me to be better. Every time I made an achievement in life, he would be like super proud of me. But in the next sentence, when's your next promotion? Every day I saw him, when are you going to get promoted? He kept pushing me along, which was a great thing. He taught me to work hard and appreciate what I've earned and share. My dad was a very opinionated person who did not force his opinions and beliefs upon me. Our political views could not have been further apart, but we were never in conflict. So another thing he taught me was to respect your elders. And Therefore, whenever he said anything negative,
There he goes again.
whenever he said anything negative about Ronald Reagan or George W., I just have to bite my lip, let the moment pass, and it'll be all okay. My dad was also an extremely funny person. Back in his heyday, he was a virtual walking joke book. Him and Bill Buford would just have me in stitches. They were just the funniest person in the world. Fortunately for us here today, I won't be telling any of his jokes because they're not appropriate for me. My dad was a good person and will be missed by many. He was a good father to Julie and myself, grandfather to Nathan, Jackie, Zachary, Becky, and John, and great-grandfather to Lexi and Seamus. I could not imagine having a better person in my life than
Soccer test. Mike hit so many points that I was going to say. So I just want to say that I'm going to miss my dad very much. He was a great father, and he did constantly just have us laughing. The night before he died, my family was down there to see him, Johnny and Ken and Becky and myself, and he's laying there and he's, kind of alert, but then he, kind of fall asleep, and he was breathing all ragged, and we were able to, Dad, okay. Come around, and then the nurse brought in his dinner. And of course, he was being fed through the stomach at the time. And so the first thing out of his mouth was, "Oh, you brought my steak and lobster." We started busting up. It was just, that was my dad. He was just funny. And Mike is right. He was very opinionated, but he didn't push it on us. And we both have very conservative views, and he was totally the opposite. It was just very. And I remember going down every birthday and holiday. He would do something special, and he'd have us for dinner at the Colony House, and later LeMay's, Cafe LeMay's, and he would had a boat at one time, and we'd go water skiing, and then he got into deep sea fishing. I thought I didn't do that. Didn't take it out with me. But I'm gonna miss him so much, and fortunately or unfortunately, every time I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, oh my God, I look just like Dad. Okay, he's a pretty old man. I don't know if that's good, but just in the last couple of years, especially since my hair went white, I'm just like, so. But anyway, well, I have that every time I look in the mirror, I can see him now, so that'll be good. I think you hit so many points, Mike, so I just really appreciate it. And I appreciate having you in my life all these years. You look after me and taking care of me when I needed it, and so did Dad. Both of us as adults had to move back into his house and welcomed us with our kids. And it was good. It was really good to us. We will miss him.
Aw.